Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. My favorite makeup today, well, I picked out a couple of things actually to do my look that I really enjoy, and I'll talk about them as I go along. So let's get started. So today's video is going to be a get ready with me while I prepare my face to head off to IMATS New York. So that's the International Makeup Artist Trade Show. That is an event that takes place over 3 days in New York City. I'm just going for 1 day, and unfortunately my friend who was supposed to come with me is not going to be able to make it, but I think I'm still going to have a pretty good time. So basically my plan is to go around, take a look at all of the booths, see what sort of new cool stuff is coming out in the next couple months. I'll document as much as I possibly can, and then I'll do a video about that later on in the week so you can see what happened. And you know, if I picked up anything, I'm going to try to restrain myself and not go over budget, but I get really excited when it comes to makeup, and if there's really sparkly stuff, you know, I'll probably get something. Anyway, let's get started. So I've already put my moisturizer on, and I'm still using the Belif True Cream Aqua Bomb, big shocker. I just really like that stuff. It really works for my skin. Even when my skin got a little bit dry as I was coming back from Florida, it was still working really well. Right now I'm getting ready to sort of scrape the rest of my primer out of this little bottle. This is the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. I'm planning to use my stick foundation today, and this primer tends to work best with it. However, it's really difficult to get product out of this bottle at this point because it's so close to being empty, so I'm just sort of taking what I can get, and mostly I just need this to go on my T-zone area to get the makeup to stick. I really like my Hourglass Seamless Finish foundation stick. The only thing is it's a little bit testy sometimes, so I have to use it in a certain way, and to be honest, I think I'm using way too much, but it's the only way to get it to look natural, at least on my skin. But the thing is, I sort of put way too much on, and then I have to really massage it in with my fingers, and then let it sit for a little bit. Once it's settled, then it actually looks really nice and flawless on my skin, but I definitely have to use more than I think I do. I haven't run out yet, but I don't expect this stick foundation to last super long. I do like it. I'm just not sure I would repurchase it at this point, just because, you know, it depends on how long it takes me to finish it. It's only been a couple of months since I bought it, so I'm not upset about it yet, but I can tell I'm definitely running low at this point. My shade is Shell. So I've heard that you're only supposed to put like 3 dots of this on. If I do that, you can see basically every terrible thing on my face, every pore, every, everything, if you want to be honest here. It does not look cute. I don't look nice when I just put a little bit on. Then it actually looks cakey and kind of patchy. So I kind of have to go a little ham on it. So I do about this much. It's still, it's a fairly significant amount of foundation. But, you know, there's still enough left in this stick that I'm not upset about the purchase. Also, I think it was a gift, actually. My mom bought this for me. So I do like this foundation, and you know, your mileage may vary. You may not have to use quite as much as I do. So at this point, I'm going to buff this in with my hands. I have found personally with this foundation, if I try to do this with a beauty blender, it doesn't blend very well. The key with this foundation is I definitely have to have moisturized beforehand, or this just sort of sits on my skin and looks terrible. The other thing about this foundation is right now the coloring of me based on like being in the sun, it's slightly too light, so I do have to do a little bit of contouring and a little bit of bronzer in order to make this look okay. But it is the foundation that's kind of the easiest to use after I let it sit for a bit. Right now I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I'm just doing a little bit and sort of like just tapping that under my eyes, nothing crazy. My dark circles actually aren't too bad this week. I've been treating them using a Revlon product for that, and it's actually been working pretty well. My biggest thing is I'm just not sleeping enough. I will eventually, but you know, I've just sort of been wrecked with all the traveling, and my body just decided 4 hours of sleep is all you get, and you're going to just have that for 2 weeks at a time. So I'm like, One thing I really enjoy about this foundation is I don't really need to powder when I wear it. I use my blotting powder later on in the day, but I don't have to use setting powder. It sets itself. So next up I'm going to do contour. So I'm going to be using my Kevyn Aucoin Contour Duo. This is the sculpting powder in the shade Medium. I really like this contour. I think it's really pretty. I love this particular duo because it's a really nice, like, natural looking product for me. And also the highlighter in this is the perfect natural looking highlighter. It's not what I'm going for today, so I'm not going to be using it, but if you want a subtle glow that's not like super blinding, just make sure cheekbones look lifted, this stuff is perfect for that. It just looks beautiful. It's very nice, and I do wear it for like a work event, but not for today. I'm going all in today. First up, I'm going to use my blush. I'm using my Milani Baked Blush in the shade Bellini. I really enjoy this blush. I think it's very pretty. It's sort of like a pink with like some gold reflect in it. It's like what I wish Orgasm from NARS looks like on my skin, but this actually achieves it much easier, and it's way cheaper, and I feel like I'm never going to run out of this blush because I use it fairly often, and like it's barely even dented. Like, it might not even be dented. I think I've barely taken like the lines off the top of it. and a little of this goes a long way. And for today's highlighter today, I'm going to be taking the Becca Ocean Jewels highlighter palette. I think today I'm actually going to use this Citrine shade because this beautiful green, it's very lovely, and it just makes me feel pretty. I also find this Citrine shade goes really nicely with the Milani blush because it also sort of has a gold undertone to it. So next up, I'm going to be using my Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette. I'm really looking forward to using like this orchid shade and some of this blue down here. I'm really going for sort of a blue look overall, and I'm definitely probably going to have overkill in the amount of makeup I'm putting on, but I don't care. It's my makeup. I can do it however I want. I'm hoping to go to one of those master classes today and take a look at, real makeup artists doing this kind of stuff, because I'm not a makeup artist. I just like to do my makeup. So that should be fun. Hopefully I'll learn some new tips and tricks today. But, I'm not going to be worried about it. If I don't, what I would really like to do is I'm hoping that the Kat Von D booth has the new eyebrow products, because I'd really love to see what those look like in person and play with them. Because I would love to have, like, awesome colored eyebrows, but only if it's justified and, the quality and that sort of thing. Next up, I'm going to be taking a little bit of this teal shade here, more like in the center of my lid. I just sort of want to blend that out. I always forget how pigmented this is. I'm actually digging how that looks. I'm going to take a little bit of this darker teal shade and put that in the outer corner. Not exactly what I was envisioning when I started this look today, but I like where it's going, so that's fine. Next, I'm going to be taking a little bit of my Fenty Beauty 2-in-1 glitter release eyeliner in the shade Alien Bay. So this is a blue glitter shade, but I'm going to try really carefully not to glitter it up too much. This is one of those eyeliners that sometimes I do a really good job on one side and the other side is a disaster. I'm going to let that dry a little bit and then I plan to smudge it out. So I didn't go for a super precise line in the outer corner because I'm going to smudge it anyway. And I'm going to take a little more of this darker blue shade and I'm going to run that under my lower lash line. I have a little bit of cleanup to do, but we'll do that at the end. Next up, I'm going to use my mascara. These are my Project Pan mascaras. This is the Makeup Forever Excessive Lash and the CoverGirl Peacock Flare. So what I normally do is I use this one first to separate my lashes because I think it's really good at that. It's not so good necessarily at volume. And then I put the Makeup Forever on top of it because that gives me the volume I'm looking for. I know that this mascara in particular is on its way out. It is getting super clumpy. But it's still usable, so I'm going to finish using it for at least a little bit longer. Probably the end of the month I'm going to have to get this guy going. Basically giving myself some creepy doll eyes, and that's what I was looking for, so I'm pleased. I'm going to put a little bit of my lipstick on now, so let me grab that. And for today I'm going to use my Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick. This is in the shade Woolf. I was going to also put some glitter on too, but that might be overkill, but we'll see how I feel. And last but not least, I'm going to be taking a little bit of the Kat Von D Everlasting Glimmerveil in the shade Starflyer and just sort of applying some highlight to like my Cupid's bow. And there you have it. This is my look for today for IMATS. I'm digging it. This is exactly what I was hoping for. It's like intense, but that's okay because this is like the perfect place to go and do that sort of thing. So like I feel really excited about my makeup and I'm looking forward to seeing lots of new makeup today. So I will definitely give you guys an update on how everything is going and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!